Right now at 10, La Crosse School District holds an information session for an upcoming referendum. And the land housing the Washburn Community Garden is transferring ownership. Plus, a recently identified World War II soldier is laid to rest in his hometown.
We're watching WKDT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is off tonight. Black River Falls residents are being asked to conserve energy over the next 2 days. The city's we're going to send it right over to Greg Barnhart for weather forecast.
Yeah, we do have the alert day right now for actually severe thunderstorms that have went on this evening north of Eau Claire. Really, Claire's been hit in other areas too. We kind of break it down right now. We still have thunderstorms until about 1 a.m. and there could be another round by 6 a.m. Probably more after 8 a.m. Right now, the best thing is winds. Enhanced risk right now going on, and that's kind of verified with the thunderstorms we've received already. Here's your thunderstorm watch out in the back and the background. That's until about midnight. Here's your severe thunderstorm warnings just east of Eau Claire. What's Claire? Claire actually got up to 63 mile-per-hour winds. We do have some power outages right now. Everything so far is staying to the north. The heat has been done for tonight, but there is a heat advisory for tomorrow because that means it won't be as hot, but still we got some conditions to look at. There's a line of showers and thunderstorms that have come through Eau Claire. You can notice right there 63 mile-per-hour wind gusts. We've had some actually power outages up there, and the winds have dropped off a little bit as you go further north, but we still got this line pushing east for the next couple hours. So Black River Falls further north. That's to keep an eye on as it pushes through. Once again, as we kind of time that out, you can see it just barely clipping La Crosse. Not expecting any severe weather down here, but we will see probably a wind change, maybe some thunderstorms come through. So storms until about 1 a.m. We got another one that's coming after 8. We'll kind of track later. The better news, it's not as hot for Tuesday. Even better, we're going to see some great conditions going into Labor Day, and I'll break that all bit down later in the broadcast.
All right, thank you so much, Greg. Black River Falls residents are being asked to conserve energy over the next 2 days. The city's municipal utilities manager says they're working on replacing a failed transformer, and the extreme heat could lead to overloading their distribution system, leaving the city prone to a, quote, catastrophic failure. They did cite a couple of ways to reduce your energy output, such as turning off all unnecessary lights and appliances, drying laundry in the early morning or late evening hours, and setting your thermostat to at least 76 degrees. Now, this intense heat can be uncomfortable, even dangerous, especially for your pets. But with preparation for your pets, you can stay safe during the dog days of summer. Proper hydration and keeping exercise light are the most effective ways to keep your dog from overheating. Experts also recommend to keep animals at home. The temperature inside a car with the windows open slightly can reach up to 102 degrees within 10 minutes, and after 30 minutes, 120 degrees.
Just had a call earlier today for a dog left in a vehicle while people are in the store. Please leave your dogs at home. They may not like the air conditioning, but the heat will kill them.
Now, the Coulee Region Humane Society also says rooms with tile floors like bathrooms and basements are great places to leave animals because they stay cooler than the rest of the house. Today was the preliminary hearing for a Trempealeau County car crash turned homicide. Todd Geek has been charged with multiple charges, including first-degree reckless homicide, after allegedly shooting his firearm and killing 36-year-old Kyle Dahl of Ettrick. Geek claims the shot was an accidental discharge. A 2023 Chippewa Falls armed robbery has been dismissed. Jeremiah Mackey is acquitted of his charges, including armed robbery with use of force, substantial battery intended to cause bodily harm, and false imprisonment. Mackey was accused of breaking and entering into a Chippewa Falls apartment that injured 2 people. Elijah Johnson and Solomon Ward were also charged in the robbery. Johnson was sentenced to 8.5 years of prison in April, while Ward awaits his jury trial. A former Monroe County jail nurse accused of sexually assaulting an inmate has taken a plea deal. 54-year-old Teresa Fenningco was originally charged with 2 counts of second-degree sexual assault and other charges of delivering prescription drugs and attempting to deliver illegal articles to an inmate. In Monroe County Court today, Fenning Co. is pleading no contest to a reduced charge of third-degree sexual assault and attempting to deliver illegal articles to an inmate. The other two charges were dropped but read in. She will be sentenced on October 23rd. St. Patrick's Parish in Onalaska is honoring Sergeant Holfeld and his family with a funeral ceremony and burial more than 80 years after his death. Sergeant Jack Holfeld was born in Vernon County and died in captivity in the Philippines in 1942. His remains left unidentified until last May, when the Defense POW MIA agency were finally able to make a positive ID. Today, family and community gathered to remember the former La Crosse resident and pay their respects to his service and sacrifice.
It was just incredible feeling of relief, and the whole family just celebrated and cried.
His great-nephew Steve says that at one point he had given up hope that his uncle would never be returned. He and the rest of his family is celebrating tonight. West Salem's Outdoor Education Center offers a unique opportunity for the district's students. Throughout the school year, students of all ages use the space, but it serves as a special purpose at the start of a new year, helping freshmen prepare for high school. Physical education and health teacher Jamie Olson has helped coordinate the annual program for more than a decade. He says with every problem-solving challenge conquered and 12-foot wall climbed, these students are getting better prepared for the next 4 years.
When we go through our elements, a lot of it is team building, but it's also getting them to think about how does this relate to life and how does it relate to school.
The school year starts for West Salem's elementary and middle school students tomorrow. The La Crosse School District held a community information session for the upcoming referendum. Now, if the referendum passes, Emerson, Space, and Hinchin elementary schools and Hogan Administrative Center will close. Most students from Emerson and Spence elementary schools will move to a brand new consolidated school, and most students from Hinchin Elementary will move to State Road Elementary. The district is recommending the referendum because district enrollment has fallen by 29% over the last 30 years, and the buildings affected are an average of 70 years old.
It will provide new and improved facilities for our kids to learn in. It'll meet today's learning standards and accessibility issues. And we'll have an opportunity to do some really neat things with the buildings.
The referendum vote will be on the ballot on November 5th. 360 Real Estate has announced the transfer of 2 parcels of land to the Habitat for Humanity of the Greater La Crosse region. 360 originally purchased the land from Mayo Clinic Health System back in April. Washburn Community Garden is included in the transferred lands. Habitat for Humanity says they are excited to work with 360 and Washburn neighborhoods to provide safe and affordable housing and access to healthy food. A small food shelf continues to grow, all with the help of its dedicated and down-to-earth leader. Our August Hometown Hero is up next.
Life has become too expensive. Groceries and gas have gotten out of control, and red tape is killing the economy. But fortunately, our Congressman Derek Van Orden is fighting for solutions to make living more affordable for us in Wisconsin. He's advocating for common sense bills that would make everyday items like gas and groceries more affordable.
Now, Congress has an opportunity to lower costs by cutting red tape. Tell Congressman Van Orden to keep working to lower costs and support the Red Tape Reduction Act.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's fall footwear sale is going on now. Shop our unbeatable selection and prices on your favorite brands of fall boots and shoes. Right now, all Skechers are buy one, get one half price. Get a free $50 gift card when you buy any pair of Thorogood boots. Plus, we buy by the truckload so we can pass more savings on to you. Like $50 off this Baronet hunting blind or a 20-inch box fan, just $19.99.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
What do we think? Burglary gone wrong?
More like a chilling spree.
You see it all too often. When you don't take care and maintain your system, it's all too easy for problems to pop up when you need it the most.
It's hard to stay cool under pressure.
Proper service and maintenance is worth its weight in the cold.
I'm not a fan of having problems. What can you do?
Call G&T as soon as humanly possible.
Don't lose your cool this summer. Call G&T Heating and Air Conditioning today.
The La Crescent Food Shelf is redefining standards of what makes a small Minnesota food pantry successful. And it all begins with its leadership, found in manager Susan Odson. Her simplistic and down-to-earth treatment of its staff and customers are what make her our August's hometown hero.
It's rare to come across a small food shelf as plentiful as this one.
We provide a warm, welcoming environment. We're able to make this into a beautiful food shelf where people can get lots of fresh food and can come help meet their family's nutritional needs.
Susan Odson has served the La Crescent Food Shelf for 12 years, leading it for the past 7.
I really just like working with others to make a difference. That's my favorite part.
The food shelf distributes roughly 13,000 pounds of food a month to families in need, large and small. Anything from vegetables, fruits, whole grains.
We try to promote healthy foods first. People donate stuff from their gardens, so we're happy to get fresh produce that way.
To dairy products and protein, and even a little something extra for the soul, like homegrown flowers.
It's those little touches, like you said, of the flowers that can make a difference to someone who's having a hard time, right?
Absolutely. Not just the flowers, but the energy put into the operation is something special too. Odson has done tremendous work making the environment a fun and welcoming space, allowing for all kinds of connections to flourish.
I really care about people and treating them with respect, our volunteers and our shoppers, right? So that is key.
She leads by example. And to me, that is one of the most important things. This volunteering has given me so much joy.
An example Odson intends to maintain and instill in her volunteers, especially as the pantry continues to grow.
Now we're just seeing so many more families. But I think the growth really is just about in our compassionate and welcoming attitude.
A team effort that creates an experience that's clean, accessible, and full of the good stuff.
And we even have fun.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
And if you'd like to nominate our next hometown hero, just visit WKBT.com and click on the Features tab. Anthony Fauci has been infected with West Nile virus. More on his condition and the virus after the break.
And we have storms overnight, potentially severe, with more tomorrow, but another story will be the less hot and humid conditions we have on Tuesday, and that even gets better as we go throughout the week. We'll break it all down for you coming up on your First One Weather Update after the break.
We know the fentanyl coming from Mexico and China is a threat here in Wisconsin.
It's why Tammy Baldwin is working to stop it.
And Tammy passed the bipartisan Fend Off Fentanyl Act.
It takes on the Mexican cartels and the fentanyl coming from China.
And Tammy Baldwin voted 32 times to strengthen our border.
32 times to increase border patrols.
And technology to keep illegal drugs out. Because Senator Baldwin knows
keeping us safe is her first priority.
Tell Tammy Baldwin to keep securing our borders.
We would never hit 12 drunk.
Clutch it up. Drunk? Not a chance.
Do a stoppie? Drunk? We would never drift drunk. So you should never drive drunk. Drive sober or get pulled over.
It's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Paint.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability. And experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now. Lease a new Ford Bronco Sport for $269 a month for 36 months, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Are you finding bathing and bathroom business has gotten more difficult? Bad hips, bad knees can pose a problem. Just getting up and down can be risky. There is a simple, affordable solution. In just a day or two, you can have a beautiful new walk-in shower, safe and easy to care for with grab bars, a handheld shower, and a seat if you like. Set an appointment with one of our designers to plan your new bath. Better products at lower prices because we care. The Board Store.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Former top U.S. infectious disease official Dr. Anthony Fauci is currently recovering at home from a West Nile infection. He was hospitalized for nearly a week after contracting the virus, which is spread through the bite of an infected mosquito. Jared Hill reports.
West Nile virus infections are the leading cause of mosquito-borne disease in the United States. Many areas are seeing cases, including New York City, where the health department is spraying from dusk to dawn. Former federal health official Dr. Anthony Fauci is recovering at home after being hospitalized with an infection. CBS News chief medical correspondent Dr. John LaPook spoke with Dr. Fauci over the weekend, who says an infected mosquito probably bit him in his backyard.
About 2 weeks before that, he had just started not to feel very well, mostly fatigue, and then the fatigue really increased. He developed shaking chills like he said he's never had before in his life, fever, and he was hospitalized for about a week.
People at risk for severe illness include the elderly and people who are immunocompromised. West Nile virus infections cause no symptoms in most people, but others can develop fever, body aches, joint pains, and a rash, according to the CDC.
And about 1 in 150 people who get infected get a more serious form that involves the central nervous system. You can get inflammation of the brain and the membrane that lines the spinal cord, and that's a much more serious situation there.
So far this year, more than 215 cases of West Nile have been reported in more than 30 states.
It's a mosquito-borne illness, so you try to avoid mosquitoes. Dawn and dusk is when they tend to bite. Wear clothing that covers your skin. You can have insect repellent, and then get rid of standing water, because in the standing water, that's where the mosquitoes can multiply and breed.
The CDC says there is no treatment for West Nile. Rest, fluids, and pain medications may help alleviate symptoms. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Officials in Massachusetts are keeping a close eye on another mosquito-borne illness called Eastern Equine Encephalitis, or Triple E. The rare but deadly disease has officials urging people to avoid going outside at night. Now, we had a hot, humid, and steamy day, and we're going to send it over to Chief Meteorologist because we do have some storms making our way in the region tonight.
Yeah, we had that round we kind of mentioned earlier this evening that could happen around 10. It came in at about 9, and that's the first round that was come through. The good news is that should leave the area by 1 to 2 a.m., so it should be then kind of quiet until we get later in the night, maybe closer to tomorrow morning. Still muggy out there, too. Even when these storms come by, we're still only going to get back in the 70s. Still humid, dew points quite high. But the good news is, as we go through tomorrow, it's not going to be as hot. So we still got the severe storms early tonight. Damaging wind is the main threat. Some showers and storms on Tuesday. They'll be in the morning. Could be a few in the afternoon. I think that's mainly north, but a lot of areas will remain dry. The big story is not quite as hot and humid, but some areas we'll still see some heat advisories or even heat warnings, and I'll kind of outline here. Here's the line that's kind of came through. A lot of wind reports with this. 63 at Eau Claire. Some other areas further southeast have produced winds up to 60. You can see the bow shape right there. That indicates a good damaging wind threat. It's now pushing across in the east of the area. So the good news is this should be out of the area pretty quickly. You can even see the spin going on up there too, indicating this really decent complex of thunderstorms coming through. So the good news, anywhere south of it, we might see a shower or storm closer to I-90, La Crosse East through about 1 a.m., but I think most of it will be non-severe. Once we get past 1 or 2, everything pushes off to the east. Then we're going to keep our eye on the stuff that develops well to the west into southwest Minnesota. That'll kind of rotate, lift northeast towards the area after about 6 to 7. Right now it has kind of fallen apart, with just one area of concern, maybe northeast of Eau Claire going up to Ladysmith. Otherwise, this area further south, we'll have to keep an eye, because if it does slow down, it may come in more towards about 10 to 11, maybe even noon. That one could then we'll have to keep an eye as it comes through La Crosse and further east around 10 to noon. So early to late morning, we'll have to keep an eye. And this could change once again. That'll be storms coming through. The other story going on is just the temperatures won't be as warm. More clouds up to the north, even more showers and storms up towards Ladysmith. Otherwise, areas to the south, we'll see some breaks in the clouds that allow the temperatures to get back up, but not quite as warm, maybe about 5 to 6 degrees cooler than we've had with a little bit of north wind. Now storms for Tuesday evening, mainly northeast of the area, and we're going to have to keep an eye Wisconsin River southeast towards that area if we see any development. But I think a lot of areas for Tuesday evening beyond 7 will probably be dry with just some cloud cover and a little bit drop in the humidity going to Tuesday. There's our heat index values we had today, 110, 115 at potentially some areas. Now as we go throughout the night and tomorrow, you'll start seeing it fall off overnight, which is expected, but then keep an eye for southern areas towards the Wisconsin River, Crawford, Richland County. Those ones will start seeing it come back up to the mid to upper 90s by afternoon when the sun comes out. Otherwise, a little bit less as you go further north, and nothing really as you go further north of Eau Claire. Really, it's just going to be slightly cooler and less humid up there. So still some areas of concern, but we're not going to see a widespread severe heat threat. And there's a heat advisories for the area for La Crosse southward up to about 102. Crawford, Richland County further south, that's the heat warnings that go into effect at 11 p.m. tomorrow for heat indices up to 105, so not quite that 110, 115, but still fairly warm. And overall, there's your temperatures, still above average, 5 to 6 degrees to what we had today. That's the good news. Even better news, it's going to be cooler as we go to Wednesday. The next front, which really has some cooler and refreshing air, comes through Thursday night through early Friday. The weekend overall into Labor Day, another front could bring the temperatures back down into the mid 70s on Labor Day. So fantastic weather for the weekend, it looks like, but we got to get through tomorrow. And then we got some storms coming Thursday too. So some things to keep an eye on. Obviously, we got storms tonight and still be advised it will be hot and humid tomorrow. It just won't be as bad.
A couple of a degree drop tomorrow, though.
A little bit, especially as you go further north. Not so much as you go further south.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Greg. Coming up in sports, action on the volleyball court. The Mabel Canton Cougars are the #1 ranked team in Minnesota, and tonight they were making their home debut. Jacob is in next with the highlights.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
Your child's confidence stems from learning and seeing clearly. At Shopko Optical, our professional team will help your child start their journey of confidence by providing quality eye care in a warm and comfortable environment. Schedule their back-to-school exam at shopko.com.
My day is packed. Client meetings, patient rounds,
getting kids out the door. But Eric Hovde thinks all women care about is Hollywood.
It's just deplorable. Sadly, with females, they spend too much time focused on what's going on in Hollywood.
Well, guess what, Eric Hovde? We know you supported overturning Roe versus Wade.
And we know you'd vote for a national abortion ban, too.
Eric Hovde must think he knows better than us.
What is wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
At Taco John's, we believe a better Taco Tuesday starts with better tacos. That means using 100% North American beef, cooking shelves in-house daily, and a deal that makes you say, how are these only $1.29? Taco Tuesday is every Tuesday at Taco John's.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability. And experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now. Lease a new Ford Bronco Sport for $269 a month for 36 months, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
This adorable shelter pet wants to meet you and your family today. The News 8 Now Pet of the Week is brought to you by Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics.
Everyone's vision needs are unique. At Shopko Optical, our caring team of professionals will work with you to ensure your vision is at its best. Shopko Optical can help you experience every detail, color, and breathtaking sight in clarity.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
High school volleyball has returned. Last week, you heard from the Mabel Canton Cougars as they start their season as the preseason #1 team in Minnesota's Class 1A. They got their action started over the weekend where the team got off to a fast start, already 7-0, and they were back home tonight and hoping to open up their conference play with a win against Leroy Ostrander. Mabel Canton enters the season going for their 27th straight conference title, also coming off a 4th place finish at state last season. Pick it up in the first set, and the Cougars had it going early. Sahara Morgan setting it up, and Kinley Soini knocking it down. Offense looking good early. Mabel with the early lead. Later in the set, Cougars defending and the defense turning into offense. That's Sajal Slafter on the outside with a big kill, and she would actually earn her 1,000th kill on the night. Then on set point, Morgan with the serve. Cardinals trying to defend it, but the hit goes into the net, and the Cougars take set 1, 25-11. To the second set we go, and check out the serve from Slafter. She's going to drop it right in front of the defense. Perfect spot. Point to Mabel Canton, and they would continue to roll, setting it up for Soini, and she comes down with another kill. 13 for her on the night as the Cougars start conference play with a sweep, 3-0. Well, the UWL women's soccer team was trying to beat the Heat this morning as practice get ready for their first game of practice here later this week. It's a season with big hopes around the Eagle program as they're coming off a 20-win, 1-loss campaign back in 2023. In the Division III championship quarterfinals last year, they fell in penalty kicks to end their season and stop their unbeaten run. Now this season, they return 9 starters and are projected to finish first in the conference. The WIAC Goalkeeper of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, and Defensive Player of the Year are all back. And now all these accolades and expectations are great, but UW Lacrosse knows they'll get every team's best shot.
I think it fuels us in a way, you know, knowing that everyone's going to try really hard to beat us, and knowing that we tend to always come out on top still is definitely a fun thing. And honestly, I like it. I like the competition.
We don't have to talk about winning the national title as a goal. You don't choose to come play here if that's not what you're trying to do in soccer or realistically in almost any sport.
Murphy is now in his 11th year as the head coach of the team, and the Eagles will hope to pick back up where they left off last year on the road at UW Superior on Friday. Well, the Green Bay Packers wrapped up their preseason over the weekend, and they must have thought they needed a new quarterback in the backup spot because earlier this afternoon it was announced that Green Bay is sending a 2025 7th-round pick over to the Titans in exchange for Malik Willis. Willis is entering his 3rd season in the NFL. He started 3 games for the Titans and appeared in another 8. And he's a very young talent, but has had a good preseason where he was 20 of 27 with 205 passing yards and added 101 rushing yards. If all goes well in Green Bay, he won't be seeing the field, but for a 7th-round pick, he is a solid backup option. All right, the Twins facing off with the Braves tonight in Minneapolis, and it was a rough go of it for Bailey Ober today. Top 1, Matt Olson crushes one to deep right, and that one is gone to make it 4-0. And more trouble in the second for the Minnesota pitcher as Marcelo Ozuna drives in a run with the double. And 7-1. Later in this one, Travis d'Arnaud at the dish, and that is a d'Arnaud doubter right there. You like that, Emily? This one had a rain delay in the 3rd, but the Atlanta Bats were bringing the rain early, and the defense was not too shabby either. Jared Kelenic out there in center is going to make the diving catch and takes a ride on the slip and slide as well. Twins are down 10-4 in the 8th. So back to that volleyball game. Cade said it was a hot one in there. It felt like an oven. He was sweating just standing there. So
yeah, the steam was making its way into the gym.
I don't miss days like that back in practice where you're just standing there. And
did you guys have a lot of that? Like days like this practicing?
Yeah, especially like summer, like in the summertime when you practice basketball and stuff like that, it can get hot in there.
Okay, this felt like a rarity. I've been in the Midwest for about 5 years. I don't think I've felt anything as thick like this.
They're few and far between, but when it comes, it's a doozy.
Corn was sweating. I'm sweating on my walk. What's going on here? Okay, we'll have another more news right after this.
I was robbed. They tried to run me over with a getaway car. He almost killed me right over here. He was laughing as he fractured my skull.
Amanda's attacker was an illegal immigrant drug dealer arrested twice before, but released by San Francisco DA Kamala Harris.
If Kamala Harris hadn't let him out, this never would have happened to me.
Kamala put violent illegals, convicted felons, back on the streets.
Kamala just doesn't care about protecting people like me.
Make America Great Again Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's fall footwear sale is going on now. Shop our unbeatable selection and prices on your favorite brands of fall boots and shoes. Right now, all Skechers are buy one, get one half price. Plus, find value on quality brands throughout the store, like 2.5-gallon boxes of Clean Def, now just $6.99. And buy 3 Goodyear tires, get one free with installation, plus up to $100 consumer rebate on select sets of 4 Goodyears.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Hey, Nick. Like usual?
Yeah, please.
How's your day going?
Well, pretty good. Air conditioning went out at the house, and I got some guys coming over to fix it.
Nothing that G&T can't take your mind off of, right?
Oh, absolutely, man. I can always depend on G&T to put my mind at ease.
Especially when I make them, eh?
Well, I'm talking about G&T heating and air conditioning. They have never let me down.
G&T, the best heating and air conditioning guaranteed.
Maybe I should switch to G&T.
We're digging in on Highway 61 and getting ready to build a new Chrysler Winona. But we are packed with cars where the building is supposed to go, and we need to make room. During the Make This the Summer event, we have huge savings on our best models. New vehicles under $40,000 include a well-appointed Jeep Grand Cherokee or Ram 1500 Quad Cab. Save up to $10,000 on a new Ram heavy-duty truck or $11,000 off a new Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab. So come see us at our new location, Highway 61, Winona.
My cancer drugs, $1,800 per month.
My hospital bill for a heart attack, $241,544.18.
I'm Rebecca Cook. My parents are like a lot of folks hit hard by sky-high medical bills, and with hospital closures, access to care is an even greater challenge. So what does Derek Van Orden say? Destroy Badger Care, gut Medicare, deny women reproductive care. I'll fight for affordable health care. Derek Van Orden won't, and that's why I approve this message.
Go get him, honey.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
The Detroit Zoo announced the birth of a female baby gorilla. This is the first gorilla birth at the zoo in its 96-year history. The unnamed baby girl was born on August 8th and is currently under the care of her mother, Bandia. On Monday, online voting got underway to help choose a name. Each vote costs $10, and the name that brings in the most money will win. How about Bandia and Bandana? No? Anyone? Okay. Greg, we'll have one final look at your forecast when we come back.
The Labor Day sale is going on now at International Furniture. 40% off the retail price on all upholstery in stock and special orders. All in-stock pictures, rugs, lamps, and accessories, 50% off the retail price. International Furniture, I-90 Airport Exit 2, La Crosse.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
There's a side of Eric Hovde you might not know. In his 20s, he was diagnosed with MS, and in that moment, his life and priorities changed. Eric started Hovde Homes. Hovde Homes rescue abandoned children from sex trafficking and slavery. For children who never experienced real love, Hovde Homes offer the love, care, and support they need to heal. MS changed Eric's life, and thousands of children are alive today because of it.
Jason's been with us long enough now to see changes in Michael's abilities. He can analyze them and tailor his recommendations because he has almost as much knowledge of Michael's health as Michael's doctors do. I think that's huge. That is the single biggest factor for me. And that kind of client relationship is invaluable, especially when you're facing the challenges that we are.
Hi, I'm Jason with Access Elevators. Stop in and see us today.
Improving your home, improving your life with new entry doors. Few things in your home get the constant use of the entry door. Older entry doors are often hard to open, hard to close, drafty, cold, ugly, insecure, or all of these things, a source of daily misery. Correctly installed entry doors provide a safety and security for your family. They are easy to operate, provide comfort, and say welcome to family and friends. Call or visit the Board Store for a prompt free estimate. Get more for less today and every day. The Board Store.
Labor Day sale is going on now at International Furniture. 40% off the retail price on all upholstery in stock and special orders. All in-stock pictures, rugs, lamps, and accessories, 50% off the retail price. International Furniture, I-90 Airport Exit 2, La Crosse.
All right, we still got the alert day until about 1 a.m. for severe thunderstorms. We are watching another potential 8 a.m. until 11. That is less certain that we'll see it. Otherwise, we still have that line that's out there right now pushing eastward, damaging winds up to the north. Black River Falls at 40, so that southern edge maybe 40 to 52. It's beginning to slow down there too. Otherwise, we got some great conditions coming up for Labor Day weekend once we get through Thursday.
Yeah, something to look forward to.
Definitely.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight at 10. We'll see you tomorrow.